Alright, yun. So, good day and good morning again to everyone who'll be watching this video. So, welcome back to our daily process and market update video. So, today is January 15, 2025, around 9 a.m. Philippine time. So, ang gagawin natin in this video is the usual, looking at the markets, ano yung nangyari today, and ano yung reason for the markets movement today, ano yung mga ginawa ko in the markets, and what can happen or what may happen for the markets tomorrow or later session. So today the S&P 500 created this indecision candle, a bearish or slightly bullish indecision candle. So overview natin for this candle is, if we're gonna measure this today's candle, halos nag-close naman tayo above the 50% of today's trading range. And we're closing above the 100-day moving average for the S&P 500. So this is a good sign. Looks like we're undercutting and reclaiming this neckline area of this head and shoulder pattern. So what you want to see is a recovery above the 10-day moving average, itong gray line natin. So far so good. The PPI data release is good. So 0.2% yung non-core PPI natin versus the consensus of 0.3%. So lower inflation. So as I've said in our alpha chat, looks like the market will price in something na a Goldilocks scenario if we experience lower inflation and higher growth, 'di ba? So far, 'di ba, yung unemployment data natin, we have higher jobs data. So if you have higher jobs data, the economy is growing, tapos lower inflation, overall yun yung parang Goldilocks scenario, di ba? And that's good for equities. That's good for equities. So core PPI as well, 0% month on month. Ang estimated for for the month of December is 0.3%. So previous month 0.2%. Overall, we have decreasing PPI. Halos parang may trend na tayo na nagde-decrease yung core PPI natin. So core PPI is excluding food and energy, no? So core PPI year on year, still flat, but overall, yung month-on-month data natin states that we have lesser producer inflation. So producer inflation, critical yan sa core PCE, which is the preferred inflation data of the Fed. So may carryover kasi yung PPI to the core PCE. So if you have higher PPI, usually higher PCE data yan. So ang ayaw ng Fed is higher PCE data. So later we'll be experiencing or we'll have core CPI and non-core CPI. So ideally what we want to see is lower CPI data. So 0.1% versus the consensus 0.2%. So yung non-core, ideally dapat bumaba din yan for the markets to rally higher or to price in this undercut and reclaim scenario or this bear trap of this head and shoulder pattern. So that's the cues and the recent economic data release. So another reason bakit counter rally yung market is parang may statement yung mga advisors ni Trump na magagradual lang sila, magagradual tariff lang muna sila instead of yung one big time tariff na 25%. So they're studying this approach para at least yung inflation hindi masyadong yung tariff hindi masyado maka-affect sa inflation. So isa yun sa mga reason. So at the same time, if we're gonna look at our general macro, DXY, yung dollar index natin, nagkaroon ng parang dragonfly doji, bearish dragonfly doji or bearish hammer. So nagkaroon tayo ng onting decrease in dollar strength, and with that, that's good for equities. Weaker dollar is good for equities. So it's either we're gonna experience a bull trap. A bull trap ibig sabihin a dollar strength bull trap, ibig sabihin magkaroon ka ng failed breakout and we experience a weaker dollar for the upcoming months. That's good for equities, basically and ultimately. Next is US 10-year. Actually, parang nagpapakita pa rin ng strength itong US 10-year natin, but may na-experience tayong onting indecision candles na dito, near 4.8%. So we're nearing the top, I think. So far, I think 3.8% talaga yung pinaka limit for the 10-year yields. lalong-lalo na, inauguration ni Trump and maybe magkaroon siya ng konting influence toward the 10-year bond yield. So anyway, ang pinaka-bottom line diyan, ang pinakapunto diyan is we want, the US 10-year yields to go lower for the markets to move higher, for equities to move higher. So balik tayo dito, tapos na tayo dun sa general macro. Hindi na natin masyado i-discuss later. So nakita na natin siya. Looking at the Qs, basically, we also experienced this ang hammer or slight hammer siya. Pero we have this recovery end of day for the Qs. So ito yung daily range natin. Bali ito yung daily range natin. Initially, counter rally, nag-rally tayo in the morning session for the first 15 minutes, 30 minutes, tapos nagkaroon ng decline. All throughout the day, we moved lower but eventually we recovered naman above the $506 area for the Qs. Right now, post-market, nagkakaroon ng onting de-risking, I think, due to the CPI data release later. Now, looking at MDY, we're still below. Actually, nag-recover na pala tayo dito sa Anchored VWAP. Yung Anchored VWAP from 2024, August 2024 lowest low ng August 2024. So that's good. Looks like we experienced this failed bearish flag pattern. So continuation pattern yan, di ba? A break below, so supposedly dapat mag-move lower siya towards 550. Pero after the breakdown, nag-counter rally ulit siya. So that's good for mid-caps. So maybe due to the weaker dollar. Looking at IWM, same pattern as well. We have this failed continuation pattern to the downside. So supposedly, 'di ba, a break below this continuation pattern, mag-continue lower siya towards 210. Yun yung measured move natin, 'di ba? From this box consolidation. So ngayon nag-recover siya above 220. So ito yung sinasabi natin na nagmamaterialize na possibly yung bullish divergence for IWM. So that's that. So far, showing strength. Mid caps, small caps. Qs, quite weak. S&P 500, stronger than the Qs. Makikita naman natin yan sa ating index summary, sa ating Pulseman report. So we can see that IWM, MDY, RSP outperformed the SPY by 1%, more than 0.5%. The equal weighted Qs outperformed the market cap weighted Nasdaq 100 by 0.75%. Ibig sabihin, we experienced a broader market recovery, di ba? So looking at the bull momentum bread monitor or bull momentum market bread, percent of stocks advanced 60%. Above 50%, that's good. Di ba? Yun yung gusto natin. Ibig sabihin, nag-recover na yung market in a broader way. Percent of stocks with volume spikes, positive volume spikes, around 20%. So, ang cutoff natin, bullish cutoff natin, 10% lang. So, nasa 20% tayo. Ibig sabihin, madaming stocks nagpapakita ng volume with a green candle. Or, yung madaming stocks nagpapakita ng green candle with big volume spikes. So, percent of indices up for the day, 85%. Percent of indices up for the week, 28%. Although, our main indices is still below the 10 and 20-day moving average as well as the 50-day moving average, indicating that we're still under a risk off type of market environment. Market type, hit and run. So if you want to really trade to the long side, kailangan prepared ka to just go hit and run. Tipong you're just gonna hold 2 to 5 days depending on the transition, upcoming transition with the market environment. So right now, ang ginawa ko actually is I bought wait lang I bought Rubrik. Bumili akong Rubrik since undercut and reclaim na siya ng earnings candle low. So this is one of our main setups. Basically, a post-earnings pullback or a post-earnings base. So in this case, ano siya, 'di ba? It's a failed H pattern. Yan, parang H pattern siya. So bearish pattern 'yan na naging bear trap, something like that. So undercut and reclaim of this earnings candle low. Actually, ito yung earnings candle low natin. Nag-break below that low and then nag-recover siya. So right now, I'm probing at the $65 area. Then maybe I'll add on the break of this channel or this resistance trend line. So, isa yun sa mga stocks ko. Next is VST. I bought VST sa lower time frame. Basically, a range breakout. Sa 5 minute ko yun binili. Dito. Hmm. Di pala. Bumili ako on the pullback of the 50-day. I believe 170 ko siya nabili. Hindi ko lang ma-open yung aking IBKR since recording na tayo. But, ayun, that's isa yun sa mga binili kong names. Next, VRT. One of the names na nag-establish ako ng possession today. So, the setup with VRT is simply a channel after a channel breakout. So, para siyang consolidation or digestion after this breakout. So, at the daily, makikita natin na we're still on a clear uptrend for VRT. So, the market theme or the main story or main narrative or main driver for VRT is isa siya sa mga main supplier ng mga AI data center ng cooling systems, mga infrastructure, I think mga racks, ganun. So critical siya for the AI theme. So ang nakita ko dito is simply a 1 month pullback in undercut yung 50-day moving average. So nag-breakout sa channel and then it created another channel after this breakout. So simply put, bumili ako at the confirmed support level. Bumili ako at the confirmed support level of the 50-day moving average, the rising 50-day moving average. So my stops is at 120, 120, 120, 121. So meron ako $7 of risk with potential return of. So targets ko is at 161. So more than 4:1 reward risk yan, I believe. So that's VRT. So I still have Amir Sports. So it's still holding the 20-day. I'm currently at break even for Amir Sports. So I'm still holding this kasi consumer discretionary name siya and we have higher consumer spending. Tapos, I think this setup is still intact. Kumbaga nag-retest lang siya ng previous continuation pattern. Ni-retest na lang to, yung previous resistance area. And as long as intact yun, I'm gonna keep holding this stock. Kasi one of the names na super taas ng RS rating niya. 98 yung RS rating niya. So it means that this stock outperforms most stocks in the stock in the stock universe, in the US stock market universe. Kasi kino-consolidate niya yan. Kino-compute niya lahat yan. 98 yung RS rating niya. Kumbaga, nasa top 98% siya. I mean, 98 percentile siya. So, ONON, it's still above or slightly above the 50-day moving average. Tapos yung stops ko dito, I think, is at $53. So, I'm still holding this name. So, if it breaks above $58, $57, dun ako mag-a-add. So, pilot possession pa lang siya, starter possession pa lang siya with a 0.2% VAR, 0.25% VAR. So, should it be stopped out, should this possession be stopped out, maliit lang talaga yung mawawala. Giving me enough breathing room to react or to add on the next setup for ONON. So, WBA, it's simply an earnings momentum surge play. So, pinakita ko naman dito yung ating day trade idea for WBA. Simply put, nagpakita siya ng strong earnings, EPS beat, revenue beat din siya, power earnings gap move on day 1. So, on day 2, nag-create siya ng constructive base. So, sa 5-minute time frame, makikita natin na it created this bear trap, di ba? Created this bear trap of this post-market, pre-market consolidation base. So, ito yun, di ba? Ito yun. At the same time, putting up on anchored VWAP, which is a volume-based dynamic support. Parang siyang moving average pero it considers considers volume, it considers price as well. So, nag-bear trap siya dito. Bumili ako at 11.45, 11.46. Stops ko nilagay ko at slightly below $11. Then, right now, I'm still up for this stock. So I think I'm already up to R multiple. So my dollar risk for this trade is $700. I'm already up around $1.15 for WBA. So GME, I got stopped out. So big move to the downside for GME. So failed failed consolidation. Ayan na, wait lang. Punta tayo dito. So nag-create siya ng double top pala, no? Kala natin retest lang siya, retest of this 1 month base or 3-week base. Then what happened? Ayun, break below $30 and it even pierced below the 50-day moving average. So that's GME. I got stopped out with GME. Next is Wix, Wix.com. So kahapon binili ko yan, pinakita ko yan sa ating daily process and market update video. So right now I'm up around 2R multiple, 3R multiple for Wix.com. So tight stop lang din. Then tama naman yung bias natin. It's a base breakout. A post-earnings base breakout. So ito yung earnings candle, power earnings gap move again. Ibig sabihin ng power earnings gap, maganda earnings, EPS beat, 4%, revenue beat, 0.09%. Pero yung pinaka-importante dyan, yung reaction ng market in which it gapped up by around more than 5%. So, isa yun sa mga natin, diba? Criteria natin. More than 5% gap up and nag-end siya on a positive note. So, in this case, power earnings gap to, consider as power earnings gap. Then, ito yung post-earnings rally or earnings momentum surge. Then, it created a base. Ito yung post-earnings base. So, anong ginawa natin? After the recovery above the 20-day moving average, nung tayo bumili yesterday, January 13. And right now, we're reaping the rewards of this right entry or tactical entry for Wix.com. So, Tesla, I added Tesla. I added Tesla yesterday kasi it created this wedge pop. Created a wedge pop nung pre-market. Wait lang Wala tayo sa 1 hour time frame. Yan. So, sa 1 hour time frame, we can see a clear higher low as of yesterday. So, diba, it's creating this channel. It's creating this multi-week channel. And basically, at the daily time frame, we're retesting this previous all-time high level. So, $400 round number area plus all-time high resistance level serving as support. Kailangan natin magkaroon ng clear signal dito sa sa support level na yun. So in this case, ang nakita natin yung 1 hour time frame wedge breakout. So kahapon di tayo nakabili dito sa wedge breakout. Ang ginawa natin, nag-add lang tayo na onti at $412 area. Then yung average price ko from $300 na move towards $350. So, simply put, if hindi mag-materialize tong setup na to, at least break even at most yung magiging outcome ng trade. So, ang tagal ko nang hawak ng Tesla, I think dito pa lang nung November pa lang hawak ko na siya. And multiple times ko na siyang na-trade and nakapag-realize ng profit. So, I think ang kailangan ko lang gawin dito with Tesla right now is give this enough breathing room for me to trade the inauguration pump or potential inauguration pump. So, Donald Trump will be inaugurated around January 25 ata, January 21. So, syempre, alam nyo na yan, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, BFF yan. So, upon inauguration, most likely, meron ka mga comments na marinig about Elon Musk that may drive Tesla to move higher. So, ayun. That's my Tesla trade. So, rubric, ayun nga, as I've said, it's simply a power earnings gap or earnings candle low bear trap. GME, Wix, na-discuss ko na lahat. So far, all of my swing positions are discussed. Isang stock lang yung ako na stopped out, which is GME. So now let's proceed with my trades in my trade the pool platform. So RGTI got stopped out today. So $100 loss lang siya. LAS $250 loss. So uh, out of 4 trades, 1 win ako with WBA. So $200 gain. Net on net, I'm around $100 loss today. So malit lang yung nawala. So ito yung ano natin, punta tayo dito sa ating trade the pool Google Sheet. So na-journal ko na siya today. So far, bumaba yung expectancy natin to $33 per trade. So dapat mag-trade ako ng 3 trades per day para at least pumunta ako dun sa maging funded yung ako. Maging funded yung account. So I'm 14 days left for this account. Profit target is 3,150. Current profit is 1,1424.86. I still need $17. So gradual trades lang muna yung ginagawa ko dito. Since we're under a risk of market. So long only lang yung ginagawa natin with this portfolio. Although I trade S triple Q when trading the downside to the downside. So ayun, simply T triple Q or S triple Q lang. Tapos a few select stocks in play. So today I traded RGTI, one of the pre-market gainers yan. Punta lang tayo dito. RGTI. 5-minute time frame. So ang ginawa natin ay dito yun sa pre-market eh. So ang ginawa natin, we bought this pre-market low test. So we bought at support. Tapos stopped out tayo and then eventually nag-rally. So sadly, hindi ko nabigyan ng enough breathing room tong trade na to. In which dapat kasi meron tayong critical data release or economic data release today. Tapos hindi na ako nag-rebuy. Dapat i-rebuy ko tong pre-market bear trap. So dapat ni-rebuy ko siya. Pero hindi na natin kinuha since ayun nga, alanganin. We're not sure kung ano talaga yung maging market reaction towards the PPI data release or PPI news. So that's one of my trades. Next is LAES, another pre-market gainer. So pre-market, we bought this test of the 50 SMA line. Then we got stopped out. Next is VST. So small loss lang siya. Small loss. So binili natin tong 5-minute time frame continuation. So first 15 minutes nag-rally siya. Created a continuation pattern. Naglagay tayo ng buy stop limit at 172, 173. Then stops natin is at 170, 169. So small VAR lang yung ginawa natin, tipong 0.5 VAR. So typical cash at risk ko with this portfolio is $200, $200. So VST, ginawa natin $100 lang or slightly lower pa. Para at least, ayun nga, if mali siya, super late na lang ng loss since dalawa na yung na-incur kong loss for the day. Then another trade is WBA. Simply put, it's a range breakout, opening range breakout. So ito yung opening range natin for WBA. Ayan. Ito yung opening range. So, nung nag-breakout, naglagay lang ako ng limit order at $12. I got filled. Targets ko is simply at the 2.5 extension. 2.5 extension at 12.50. So, hindi siya na-reach eh. Hindi na-reach yung 12.50. So, ayun. End of day, it's a 1-hour win. It's a 1-hour multiple win. So, ayun. For today, ayun nga, ang kailangan natin panoorin talaga tong CPI. So, it will be released 9:30 p.m. All eyes on CPI. So, ano pa ba? So far, na-discuss ko naman na lahat. Sectors. Ano ba yung mga sectors na malakas today? Maybe meron tayong makitang edge behind the sectors. So today, materials gained 1.24%. Utilities also counter rallied. Yesterday, down to 2%. Industrials, financials, energy doing good. So today, mga losers natin, healthcare, communications, consumer discretionary, consumer staples. Real estate, flat for the day, 0.86%. So for this week, ang pinaka-clear winner natin are the following: materials, industrials, and energy. So oil and gas. Under themes, ano ba yung mga market themes na nagpapakita ng strength today? So passenger airlines 2% up, regional banks, gold miners, China names, China equities, blockchain up 2% as well. Insurance, property insurance, casualty insurance, home builders as well, maybe due to the LA fire. So syempre magkakaroon ka ng onting activity in construction. So 3% up, 2.9% up. IPO names doing good as well, 1.88%. Although weak composite score siya, itong mga names na yan. So during a risk of market type or market environment, so majority niyan below 70% composite score. So ideally, if you want to trade swing setups, momentum setups, dun ka sa mga composite scores na above 70% or at least 60% above the composite score. Ibig sabihin, malakas yung trend niya above the 10-day, 20-day, and most or majority of the moving averages. Tapos maganda yung momentum niya. Weekly momentum, monthly momentum, quarterly momentum. So, yun yung idea behind the composite score. So, may nagtanong kasi dito sa ating sa cohort 5 natin. So, this was a question by Boss Joel. What is the BTP Momentum Composite Score? So, importante kasi itong composite score kasi it keeps track of momentum and it keeps track of trend. So, as a swing trader, momentum trader, gusto mo nandun ka sa strong momentum names or strong themes na may momentum, and themes or market groups, industries na maganda yung trend niya. So ayun nga, if you're in a risk of market environment, pwede mong tignan yung daily changes. Ibig sabihin, meron kang nakikitang onting recovery. At the same time, possibly, pwede kang maghanap ng mga setups doon. Kaya under our play finder, 'di ba sa weekly top-down scan natin, weekly top-down scan list, kino-consider niya yung mga ETF na up for the week. Kino-consider niya yung mga ETF na above the 70% or 60% na composite score, depending on the overall market environment. So ito yung description of the scan. Yun. So, discuss na natin what happened with the markets, what may happen with the markets today. So, if higher CPI, maybe the market will tank to the downside. If lower CPI, then maybe we're gonna experience a manifestation or materialization of the head and shoulder bear trap on the S&P 500. So, that's the main news today. Hindi ko pala na-discuss yung earnings. So, today, meron tayong earnings from big banks. Ano ba yun? So, Wednesday before the bell. So, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of New York, Mellon, BlackRock will release their earnings. So, if maganda yung earnings na itong mga big banks natin, maybe isa yun sa maging primary driver din ng equities to move higher. So, ideally, gusto natin makita higher earnings from the big banks. Syempre, if you have higher earnings from big banks, ibig sabihin, you have a resilient economy. You have high consumer spending, syempre, and pwede rin, ayun nga, due to higher asset growth or asset price growth. So, ayun, ito yung mga critical events for today. So ayun, that's all I prepared for the day. Let's wrap it all up. If you have any questions, chat lang kayo. If you have any concerns on your trades, chat lang kayo. Actually, ang dami kong nakakausap recently. So sila Jack, si Boss Gerald, chat din ako regarding other trades. So if you have any questions, chat lang kayo. I'll be more than happy to help everyone on how they approach their trading in this uncertain market environment. So, ayun, see you again tomorrow in our daily process and market update video. Again, goodbye, God bless, and have a great day.